What happens when a freedom-loving Sagittarius meets a restless Gemini? Is it instant spark or total chaos? These two signs are wild, witty, and impossible to pin down. But can they handle each other? Stick around, because this match is anything but boring. Today we're diving into the fast-paced, fire-meets-air connection between the Gemini man and Sagittarius woman. On the surface, they're total opposites. One's all about ideas, the other's all about action. But when they click, they can create a relationship full of passion, laughter, and spontaneous adventure. We'll break down their chemistry, challenges, and whether this match can go the distance. To really understand this connection, we've got to start with the basics: Zodiac Chemistry. Gemini is an air sign, ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. These guys live in their heads, always thinking, questioning, talking, learning. Air signs bring intellect, wit, and a quicksilver curiosity to every relationship. Now enter Sagittarius, the fire sign ruled by Jupiter, the planet of growth, travel, and big ideas. Sagittarius women are passionate, bold, and always chasing the next adventure. Fire signs bring energy, excitement, and vision. They don't just dream, they act. So what happens when air meets fire? Think of wind feeding a flame. These two can ignite quickly, full of movement, ideas, passion, and action. Their energy is contagious. And since they're both mutable signs, meaning highly adaptable and changeable, they actually flow with life rather than resist it. That's why, despite their differences, this pairing can be surprisingly natural. They move fast, think fast, and live for the thrill of what's next. At first glance, the Gemini man and Sagittarius woman seem like opposites, but that's exactly what makes them click. Both signs are driven by curiosity. Gemini wants to know everything, while Sagittarius wants to experience everything. Together, they form a couple that's always learning, exploring, and asking big questions. They also share a deep love for freedom. Neither of them wants to be tied down or micromanaged. This mutual respect for personal space gives their relationship breathing room, something both of them need to thrive. Their adaptability is another major asset. As mutable signs, they're both comfortable with change. Whether it's switching careers, moving cities, or planning last-minute adventures, they roll with it. No drama, no panic. But it's not all smooth sailing. Gemini is detail-oriented, constantly analyzing. Sagittarius? She zooms out, always focused on the big picture. One's thinking in bullet points, the other in bold headlines. That can lead to frustration when they're trying to make decisions. There's also the emotional side. Both signs can be a little detached, not cold, just more head than heart. Gemini intellectualizes emotions. Sagittarius keeps things light to avoid feeling boxed in. That can create distance if they're not careful. And let's not forget their biggest shared weakness: commitment phobia. Gemini overthinks it. Sagittarius avoids it. If they don't talk honestly about where the relationship is heading, things can drift or blow up. When it comes to attraction, these two don't waste time. The Gemini man is quick with words and sharp with charm. The Sagittarius woman? She's bold, magnetic, and doesn't play games. Their flirtation is fast, witty, and full of playful banter. What really draws them in is the mental connection. These two could talk for hours, jumping from philosophy to pop culture to weekend plans, all in one conversation. It's that shared humor and love for ideas that creates a spark no one else quite matches. There's a magnetic pull here that's hard to ignore. They both thrive on spontaneity, new experiences, and bold ideas. One minute they're planning a last-minute road trip, the next they're having a deep debate over coffee. It's chaotic, in the best way. But here's the catch: it can burn out just as fast as it ignites. If the connection stays on the surface and doesn't go deeper emotionally, the excitement might fizzle. Gemini may get distracted. Sagittarius may wander. Ever dated someone who challenged your mind and matched your wild side? Was it love or a beautiful mess? Drop your story in the comments. I want to hear it. In the bedroom, this pair is anything but predictable. The Gemini man brings creativity and curiosity. The Sagittarius woman brings boldness and fire.
Together?
They're highly experimental and always up for something new. Their physical chemistry is undeniably strong. Both signs thrive on novelty, so their sex life is full of surprises, role-playing, spontaneous moments, switching things up just because. It's exciting, it's fun, and it never feels routine. But here's the catch: emotions don't always keep pace. Gemini tends to detach from feelings, analyzing instead of expressing. Sagittarius avoids emotional entanglement if it threatens her independence. That can lead to a disconnect when the initial heat cools down. To build something deeper, they'll need more than physical chemistry. Honest communication, mutual trust, and vulnerability are key. If they open up emotionally, not just sexually, their connection can shift from fiery fling to something lasting. If this couple decides to build a family, one thing's for sure: it won't be boring. The Gemini man and Sagittarius woman make fun, inspiring parents. They'll raise curious, open-minded kids who grow up surrounded by ideas, laughter, and big dreams. They'll prioritize education, exploration, and personal growth, teaching their children to ask questions, think critically, and stay open to the world. This is the kind of household where dinner conversations spark debates and vacations turn into learning adventures. But while their spontaneity is a gift, it can also be a challenge. Both signs tend to chase stimulation and resist routine. That can lead to a home life that feels unpredictable or even chaotic if they're not intentional. To create real security for their family, this couple needs to balance their adventurous spirit with clear routines and responsibilities. A little structure goes a long way, especially for kids who need consistency to thrive. If they can find that balance, they'll raise confident, independent kids and still keep their own sense of freedom alive. When the Gemini man and Sagittarius woman team up professionally, they bring a unique energy to the table. Both are creative thinkers and natural collaborators, bouncing ideas off each other in a way that sparks innovation. Their strengths complement perfectly. Gemini shines in communication and attention to detail, managing the nitty-gritty and keeping everyone informed. Sagittarius takes the lead on the big picture and strategic vision, dreaming up bold ideas and pushing boundaries. However, this partnership isn't without its hurdles. Sometimes, they might spend more time talking through concepts than actually putting plans into action. Without clear goals and deadlines, their projects can stall. To succeed, they'll need to balance brainstorming with execution, setting clear objectives and timelines that keep both signs motivated and accountable. Let's wrap up the Gemini man and Sagittarius woman compatibility with a quick look at the pros and cons of this cosmic match. They share intense mental stimulation. Their conversations never get boring. Both crave adventure, keeping their relationship fresh and exciting. And they deeply respect each other's need for independence, giving each other plenty of space to grow. But it's not all smooth sailing. Both signs can be emotionally detached, which might leave deeper feelings undernourished. Commitment fears can make long-term planning tricky, and their different communication styles sometimes cause misunderstandings. So, this relationship is full of sparks but needs work to build lasting harmony. The final verdict? This relationship shines brightest when both partners commit to emotional growth, not just chasing freedom. If the Gemini man learns to focus and follow through, while the Sagittarius woman slows down enough to reflect and connect, they can build a love that's wild, wise, and lasting. If you're in a Gemini-Sagittarius relationship, drop your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if you want more zodiac matchups and relationship insights, don't forget to hit subscribe and join the community.